The two biggest questions on the minds of millions of Americans right now include: one, are we going to see a new stimulus bill before the end of this week? Number two, if a new stimulus bill comes through, will that include the second $1,200 stimulus checks to the people, or $600 checks like we've heard to the people? So if you were wondering these, you are not alone. A lot of people right now are very curious, and we need answers from Congress on this. But in today's update, I'm going to catch you up with everything you deserve to know about the stimulus bill and the second stimulus checks, including where things currently stand and what proposals have just been released not too long ago. But before we dive into all these key details you need to know, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to avoid missing out on the latest stimulus updates, economic updates, and financial tips for your financial wellness and success. And one more thing, if you support second stimulus checks to struggling Americans during this period, be sure to give this video a thumbs up right now. Thank you. Okay, so new stimulus bills were just released today by the bipartisan group. And the goal is for Congress to approve another stimulus package, including a government funding bill, this week, because millions of Americans are set to lose their financial benefits during this pandemic. So this month is going to be the time when a lot of these benefits expire by the end of this month. So if people are frustrated right now and nothing is done, the frustration will pile up even more because these benefits are expiring. But here's the deal. Right now, we have two stimulus bills from the bipartisan group. So what the bipartisan group did was they took the $908 billion that they released a few days ago. They took that $908 billion bill and they split that into two. So they took some of the areas, some of the sticky issues, and they split them, they put them aside, right? Which are the state and local government funding and also the liability protection. So they took that and they separated that from the $908 billion package. And now we are left with a $748 billion package for the first bill. And the second bill is the $160 billion price tag for funding to states and local governments, or funding for states and local governments, and the liability protection for small businesses and large businesses. So right now, going into these stimulus bills that we're seeing from the bipartisan group, these will serve as frameworks for the GOP lawmakers and the Democrats to come together to pass an actual stimulus bill that the president then signs before the end of this week. And we're hoping that the pressure that's mounting on Congress right now eventually turns into another stimulus bill. But here is the deal. None of these bills include a second stimulus check to the people, and hence Bernie Sanders just sent out a warning. He's urging Democrats to reject the bipartisan stimulus bill. So before you come for Bernie, here's what he's saying. So Bernie believes that the $748 billion bipartisan stimulus bill is too small. And he also believes that it needs to include direct payments to millions of Americans right now. So this is what Bernie said in an interview today. What kind of negotiation is it? You go from $3.4 trillion to $188 billion in new money. That is not negotiation. That is a collapse. Let me know if you believe this, if you second what Bernie is saying. And then he goes on to say, according to this report from Politico, we cannot go home until there are strong unemployment benefits, plus $1,200 per adult, $500 per kid for every working person and family in this country. So Bernie stays fighting for the people right now. He wants to make sure that the bipartisan stimulus bill, or any stimulus bill that gets approved by Congress and gets signed by the president, includes the $1,200 stimulus checks for the people. So I want to hear your thoughts about this in the comment section below. And another report right now from Yahoo Finance shows that the bipartisan group is also pushing for renter stimulus plan. Now, I'm not sure how that will work, but it's something that I'm curious to find out what exactly the underlying details for the renter stimulus plan. But if you are a renter, this might sound very appealing to you right now, and I want to hear your thoughts about that. Do you think renters have need or deserve to have a stimulus plan, or do you think they should work out a stimulus plan for renters? My understanding is that this will protect millions of people who are possibly facing eviction if nothing is done with the all-encompassing stimulus package. And also, we're seeing several reports out there right now that the election, basically the Electoral College has declared Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden, as the president. So basically, Joe Biden has won the Electoral College votes, and this is solidifying his victory over President Trump. So just in case you want to argue, the comment section is not a place to make all the arguments. You can go on Facebook and argue that. I'm just reporting what the latest updates there are. So speaking of President Trump, so President Trump has called for a second stimulus check. According to this report from Fox Business, President Trump is pushing for a renewed stimulus checks. So basically, passing the stimulus, he's asking for second stimulus checks, and he's asking that they do this before the year-end deadline. He's saying that it needs to be done right now. So this is what he said, and I quote, according to this report from Fox Business: "Right now, I want to see checks." So he says right now, not tomorrow. He says right now, I want to see checks for more than they are talking about. Basically going to the people. So Trump is pushing to have the stimulus checks included in the next stimulus package. I want to hear what you think about that in the comment section below. So the other thing we're seeing out there is that the unemployment benefits may be delayed for weeks if Congress passes another stimulus bill. So according to this report from CNBC, Congress is working on another stimulus bill to avoid the year-end benefit cliff for millions of unemployed Americans, which we know. But now here's the deal. States will need to interpret the Law and Labor Department guidance and code new rules into their obsolete systems. So the systems that the states use are very old. So right now we're going to see some type of delay if the next stimulus bill gets approved to pay for the unemployment. Remember, the bipartisan stimulus bill includes $300 per week for unemployed Americans, and this will pay for up to 16 weeks. So that's roughly about 4 months. So this will be the extra money that will be paid to enhance the unemployment benefits that you're currently receiving from the states and from your states if you are unemployed. So right now we're hoping that this actually happens, and a lot of people do need the help. So let's just forget about all this stuff that's going on right now with the stock market and stuff. The real picture is a lot of people are going into the holidays with no money, with no financial support. So people do need the money, and this is a critical week for Congress to make a deal. This week will determine whether a lot of people, millions of people, are going to get the help they deserve or not. But one thing is for sure, according to reports out there will be better PPP money in the next stimulus package. So for small businesses that are struggling, there will be PPP money and funding for small businesses. So if you do run a small business, at least that's a hopeful area for you to get excited about. Again, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. While we wait for Congress to finalize the next stimulus package, you may have to pick up a side hustle or a side gig to get some cash or make some extra money from home. Be sure to check out the video on the left to discover the one-of-a-kind website that pays you hundreds to thousands of dollars to just read out loud. This is a free, simple, and exclusive side hustle, and in this video, you'll discover the step-by-step process to get started today. And if you want the best-kept secret to increase your credit score fast, check out the video on the right. Don't forget to help others find this video quicker by liking this video and sharing it. And also, be sure to subscribe now as we track the latest progress on the next stimulus package. See you in the next update. Be safe and thank you for watching.